Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Valkenswaard, the second round of the FI Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of the Netherlands. It's also round 2 of WMX as well, the second round of the Women's Motocross World Championship, round 1 at Matterley Basin 1 week ago. Round 2 about to come to a conclusion here. Race 1, as always, on Saturday. That's already in the books. We'll talk about that in a moment. But we're about 90 miles south from the country's capital, Amsterdam. Maybe just around 31,000 or so people living in this particular part of the world in North Brabant. First time we came here for a motocross Grand Prix was back in 1974, but as a WMX that Grand Prix goes, first time we came here was back in 2012. Chiara Fontanesi, the winner that day, with a double moto win. She repeated that in 2013 as well. There's your quick look at your track, just over 1,600 meters long, 3 intermediate split points, the finish line there. When we came here last year, though, it was Amandine Verstappen who was victorious from Belgium. She went 2-2. And actually, this Grand Prix has never been won with anything less than a second place finish in a race. If you go back to Livia Lancelot, who was victorious at Lierop, or Steffi Laya at the same venue, 2008, 2009, both of those girls won with a 2-1 scoreline. Fontanesi's won twice here with a double moto win. Megan Rutledge, 2-2 when she raced here in 2014. And then we rode 3 Grand Prix at Assen. Courtney Duncan won the first edition there with a 1-2. Nancy van der Ven, a double moto winner at Assen, and Fontanesi, a double moto winner. So anything less than a second doesn't seem to cut it at the moment, but that could all change today. Riders making their way to the line after their 2 laps of warm-up just a few moments ago. Chiara Fontanesi was fastest on her KTM with a 2:13.0. This was yesterday. Track, I would say, considerably quicker now because it's been groomed overnight. We haven't had any rain. We don't have any rain now. So a pretty good base for the girls to get going on today. Van der Ven will go to the line second with Guy Danelli racing Yamahas. And then Larissa Papenmeier, Shana van der Vlis, Courtney Duncan, the defending champion for DRT Kawasaki, Amandine Verstappen, Bud Racing Kawasaki, Lynn Volk, JK Racing Yamaha, Lena Dam, Talia Jade O'Hare for Diga WMX Racing, Britt van der Werf, and the rest of the girls. But yesterday's first race, Chiara Fontanesi got off to a flying start. She was victorious, but she had 1 or 2 moments of drama in the latter stages. She tangled with the back marker with about 3 corners to go. That opened the door for Van der Ven and Papenmeier to make a run towards the finish line. Papenmeier got bounced offline. 1 jump to go, so maybe 50 yards from the finish. That led in Nancy van der Ven, so it's Chiara who held on to win just from Van der Ven and Papenmeier. Courtney Duncan looked a little bit out of sorts on what was a very deep, rutted, tricky conditions circuit. And just watching the girls go around this morning, obviously a flat track, nice and groomed. This one could go any which way because not as tricky as it was yesterday. So the track's still in its early development stages. So are we going to see 1 or 2 surprises in this race? There is the number 1, DRT Kawasaki rider Courtney Duncan. Not managed to get through the paddock stage, see if they've made any changes to the bike or not, or any of the girls in that matter, including Chiara Fontanesi, your winner from race 1 yesterday. Before we turned up here after Matterley, Duncan had a 10-point lead over Larissa Papenmeier with Chiara Fontanesi 3 points further back, and then Van der Ven 1 behind. So 14 points separating the top 4. There is Papenmeier, who finished 3rd yesterday. But now Duncan only has a 6-point lead over Chiara Fontanesi heading into this second race. 2 points further back is Larissa Papenmeier. There is Van der Ven. She's 4th, just 2 points further back. So we've got just 8, 9, 10 points separating the top 4 riders now. So it has closed up quite considerably. Lynn Volk is now 5th. Lena Dam is in 6th place. But we're getting ready to go racing. Once again, WMX Race 2, 20 minutes plus 2 laps. The Fly Racing 15-second board is up for the final time this weekend for the girls. Who's it going to be that grabs that crucial hole shot in this second race? Fontanesi over on the far right as we look down the gates. Good reaction from her. I think Papenmeier got squeezed next to her, though, or was that... was it Papenmeier? No, Papenmeier's there. She's out like a rocket. Duncan in 2nd. Volk is in 3rd place. Van der Ven in 4th as they head towards the first jump there, but just behind them, I think it was a 6:25 of Talia Jade O'Hare of Australia on the Digger Racing KTM, so she's in around there just behind Van der Ven in red. So the orange girl, 6:25, Talia Jade O'Hare, And then Verstappen just behind her, 274 on that Bud Racing Kawasaki. Fontanesi just inside the top 10, so not a good start, and she struggled with the starts a week ago at Matterley Basin, but she was fast yesterday. She likes the sand, so expect her to come through, but you see it already how different the circuit is. And Verstappen down. You see one or two soft patches on the track. I think she was pulling her tail off, and the front wheel just dug in, and that was it, but straight over the bars. So your winner from last year with a 2-2, Mandy Verstappen, Bud Racing Kawasaki, not going to feature on the podium here today. She had a tough ride yesterday as well, but Duncan and 85, Van der Ven coming towards us now, green and red, giving chase to Lynn Volk. So Papenmeier leads it, Volk second, Duncan third. Van der Ven hanging on to fourth on the Yamaha there, the Guidanelli machine. Lead rider in shot now. Talia Jade O'Hare, good start for the Aussie. In fifth position, then Fontanesi in sixth place, so not wasting any time at all. Yeah, the girls weren't really getting over this double yesterday, but all the finish line jumping, so you can see how much more beneficial the track work has gone in favour of the women. But it's Papenmeier who leads, 2.5 seconds clear of Lindvall, Duncan, Van der Ven, O'Hare, Fontanesi, Britt Jans-Meeken. Lena Dam is in 8th place, Anne Borch is in 9th. 10, Van der Vlis, 11, Elisa Galvano. There is the Bud Racing Kawasaki, Amandine Verstappen still trying to pick herself up. And this is what happened to her. Didn't even try to pull a tail, just got offline, and that was it. The bike had a mind of its own. It was a bit of a rodeo ride for her. Took a hard hit as well. But Papenmeier disappearing, look, out of sight. This battle for second. Duncan can't afford to get stuck behind Lynn Volk for too long if she's to challenge for the race lead, and she also doesn't want to get caught by the number 8 Fontanesi, but this time gets on the gas, nice and aggressive, ran the outside of the young Dutch 17-year-old. Waved yellows for the still stricken Kawasaki of Verstappen. But Duncan now up in the second place. Van der Ven just there in red in third place, but Guidanelli Racing Yamaha, the JK Racing Yamaha ahead of her. 172, Lynn Volk, tough ride for her yesterday. Started outside of the top 20, eventually came home in 7th place. But the early morning start here, those who are out of bed, getting ready. Got 2 girls in which to cheer for here. Slight bobble there for the 85 of Van der Ven. And where is Fontanesi? Still there in 6th, but not really making any more inroads at this moment in time. 16.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Talia Jade O'Hare, 15th in race 1 yesterday. Best finish this year has been a 10th in race 2 at Matterley Basin a week ago. It's the first time we've really seen her up at the sharp end as well since she's been over here. Came over last year. Ended pretty much after Czech Republic, missed the last 2 rounds due to injury. But looks like she's had a good winter. And finally proving to herself and her team, actually, that she was worth the investment in terms of getting her over here and sticking her on that Diga Racing KTM. But Papenmeier extends her lead to 3 seconds as Verstappen not able to fire up that Bud Racing Kawasaki. Duncan was fastest on track though by 1/10 of 1:56.6 compared to the 56.7 of Papenmeier. Lynn Volk was a 2:05, 2:07 for Van der Ven. Here's Fontanesi looking to go around the outside of the Australian. O'Hare, the 6.25. Put the flag out now. After this first lap, Papenmeier will win the Grand Prix on 45 points with a 3rd, and a win if she can stay there. Duncan would be 2nd with a 4th and a 2nd. Van der Ven would be 3rd on a 2nd and a 4th. Fontanesi would be 4th with a win and a 6th. Still feel like there's a bit more room in this one though. Fontanesi looks menacing. Verstappen finally gets her bike started up. rejoins the race, but pretty much 2 laps down. Fontanesi goes for the jump. She didn't jump it last time around, and nor did O'Hare, but O'Hare getting caught that time. So Fontanesi up into 5th place then. Papenmeier continues to lead though, 3.6 seconds. She was quicker than Duncan again that time around, 57.7, compared to a 58.2. Lindvall was at a 58.9, and Fontanesi 2 minutes 01. She's now got clear track though, in that 5th position. So are we going to see the lap times come down for the KTM rider? Here's Volk and Van der Ven. The 2 Dutch girls still fighting over 3rd and 4th. So dropping downhill. Volk, Van der Ven. Volk got a career best finish with 3rd in race 1 at the opening round at Matchley Basin 1 week ago. She's going to equal that if she can stay there in this 2nd race. No better place to do it than on home soil. That'll give her 5th overall again, just like she finished last weekend at the opener. So the 2 Yamahas, line astern, fighting over 3rd place. Van der Ven needs it because she needs to get on the podium here. She's now been bumped down to 4th position overall in the classification as a result of Fontanesi moving past O'Hare. And Van der Ven looks to put the squeeze on Lindvall, charges up the inside. And we have a change of 3rd place. And that might give Van der Ven a couple more points, which in turn might push Duncan off the podium. We'll have to wait and see when it refreshes in a moment. But Papenmeier leads 3.3 seconds. Duncan 2nd, Van der Ven 3rd. Lindvall is in 4th place. This was just a moment ago. And then the pass for 3rd. Over on the left-hand side, Nancy Van der Ven up the inside of Lindvall. Right, there's Duncan, and there's Van der Ven. So Papenmeier, 3.3 seconds clear. Duncan was 0.3 quicker that time, but still struggling to make up that 3.5 second gap to the race leader. Nancy Van der Ven 3rd, Volk 4, Fontanesi 5th, but she's 6 or 7 seconds down on Lindvall at the moment as Duncan hits traffic. There's Avery Berry, or Berry. There's your podium look at the moment as it stands. Papenmeier, Van der Ven, Fontanesi. Duncan on 40, just off the podium. So if she needs to get on the podium, she needs to close down Papenmeier at the top of the track there, and that left-hander. 11 minutes to go. Is she going to be able to do that, though? Circuit just starting to redevelop. This was a horrible part of the racetrack yesterday. We had so much rain over the last 4 or 5 weeks, but amazing to see the circuit in such rideable condition. Great work from our track crews as always. Been a challenging last couple of weekends, but come Sunday, it's been pretty much perfect. Here's your race leader. Larissa Papenmeier, 4 laps in the books, and she's extended the lead again, 4.5 seconds now over Duncan, 1:59.8 to 2:01.0. And Van der Ven is starting to close in the background on Duncan as well. How does the championship look at this stage? Duncan on 90, Papenmeier on 85, Fontanesi and Van der Ven both on 78. So as it stands right now, Duncan has her lead slashed by half. Made a great start, but as these conditions have just started to break down, Duncan again just starting to struggle. I tell you what she can do with just pulling those tear-offs off the side of her goggles there, because that would be annoying. Flapping away in the wind. Nudges the back marker aside. Oh, look how soft it is under the bridge there. That's where it caught out Amandine Verstappen. And a mistake there from the number 1, much more fluent from the number 85 behind her. And Duncan gets caught behind her back marker, and she's going to get caught for second here as well. So Van der Ven on the charge and runs it down the inside of Duncan and moves her over. Challenge there for second and wasted no time at all. Nancy Van der Ven just from out of nowhere. A surprise move on the championship leader, and that's also going to knock a couple of points off. Watch this. Just more aggressive down the inside. The number 85 only had one thing on her mind, and that was to run the number 1 wide. There were 2 lines there, but she made it work. She's now into second, Van der Ven. So it's going to be change. All change once again. So Papenmeier continues to lead. Van der Ven now second. Number 1, Duncan, having to respond here and fight back immediately. They've got back markers ahead of them. Van der Ven jumps through them. So Duncan now third, Volk 4th, Fontanesi 5th. 6th is Van der Vlist. Talia Jade O'Hare is 7th. Look how deep that long rut is there. Coming out of that final turn, back onto the start straight. Lena Dam in 8th place on the Yamaha. 9, Ann Borchers. 10, Britt van der Werf. Britt Jens Bacon is 11. Jamie Astudillo, the American, is in 12th place. 13, Matilde Martinez. Gabrielle Sedados is next. Then Fiona Hopper. Demi Verploeg is in 15th. Ida Bjorklund, 17th. This battle for second, though, definitely caught Duncan napping. He's got to react, got to get them points back, because it's going to be 3 points at the top of the championship table. 88. Duncan, again, a bit of a mistake there. Papenmeier on 85, Van der Ven on 80, Fontanesi 78. So 10 points will separate the top 4 as it started at the top of the race. See the lines getting deeper. Duncan actually struggling for line choice. Van der Ven used to these conditions on a regular basis. Over here. Fontanesi coming towards us now, over on the left side. She's found her way past Lynn Volk. So Fontanesi now past Volk into 4th place. So that'll claw 2 more vital championship points back for her. That'll get the gap down to 8 between the top 4. Podium as it stands right now: Papenmeier, Van der Ven, Fontanesi. 6 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Chiara Fontanesi, number 8, on the KTM. Didn't make the best start. It wasn't a bad one, but 8th or 9th through the first couple of corners. The likes of Papenmeier, Van der Ven, and in the early stages, Lynn Volk also disappeared. But Fontanesi can't afford to relax just yet. Needs to keep her head down, keep herself busy. Can't think about championships or podiums or any of that right now. Papenmeier on top at the moment. 45 points, Van der Ven on 44, Fontanesi 43. That's the overall podium. That's how it looks right now. Papenmeier hasn't won a Grand Prix since the opening round, Trentino, 2018. So this is a long overdue win if she can bring it home. Fontanesi starting to struggle through one of those corners. Van der Ven has broke free from Duncan as well. 2.5 seconds or thereabouts, the gap between those two. 4.5 minutes plus 2 to go, though. Here's Papenmeier. Second rider in shot. There she is. White helmet just going through now. 4.23. So the Yamaha Racing 4.23 rider. Flying start, whole shot. Led every single one of the 7 laps at the moment. We're now on lap 8. Van der Ven 8 seconds adrift. Here she is in red and orange. Coming towards us. And Duncan's closed down that gap, actually. 2.04 compared to a 2.056 for the number 1. So she's got Van der Ven right back in her sights as she looks to go after the Dutch girl in the hope of trying to claw back another couple of vital championship points for her. Been a tough weekend for the women, actually. Difficult conditions all day Saturday. Slightly better today, but they'll know they've been in a race this weekend, that's for sure. 45, 44, 43 between the top 3 girls on the podium. Waved yellows there. Back marker getting parked on that inside. Deep line. 36 Avery Berry. Framework Racing. Right, where's Van der Ven? Should be just ahead on those waves. There she is in red. That's the gap between 2nd and 3rd in the race. Whoa, easy, and Van der Ven falls. I thought it was a mistake from Duncan initially, where she just overcooked it and didn't want to tip out of the rut. So all of a sudden, Van der Ven, a mistake with 2 minutes to go. So all change again then. Papenmeier now 14 seconds clear. Duncan is now in 2nd place. 3rd, another 4.7 seconds further back is the number 85, Van der Ven. Look, it looked initially like Duncan had just overcooked it, but Van der Ven had just tipped over all by herself. So can Van der Ven dig deep and go back after the number 1? Or now that Duncan is kind of in a stride again, is she going to be able to just maintain that focus and stay there? Van der Ven 3rd, Fontanesi 4th, about 5 seconds further back of Van der Ven. Lynn Volk another couple seconds further behind. Then we've got Shana van der Bliss, O'Hare, Dam, Borchers and Britt van der Werf. .205 for your race leader, .1. Duncan 2:10.3, 2:15.9 for Van der Ven, 2:09.9. Fontanesi. Podium would be Papenmeier 45, Fontanesi 43, Van der Ven still on the podium 42, Duncan on 40 would still miss out, and Fontanesi getting caught there, and she can't afford to switch off. A back marker there, Justine Charot between her and the 172 Yamaha JK machine of Lynn Volk. Fascinating end to WMX Race 2. Again, deep lines. We have to start looking for different lines now. The race line is getting pretty much destroyed. Fontanesi just starting to smoke a little bit, look. Overheating. Yeah, just catch the handlebar with the foot peg there, rip the handguard off of the bike on the deck. Three laps to go towards the end of lap 9. Papenmeier now a massive lead, 16 seconds clear of Duncan. Van der Ven now in red, coming towards us, still there in third, regrouping with a 2.8.4, Fontanesi 2.11.6. Lindvold still in fifth position, still thinking about whether she can go after Fontanesi or not. A slower lap time that time around though, but both feet off the pegs there for Duncan. She can't afford to switch off, can she? What was she ahead of Van der Ven? About 5 seconds, but Duncan just the other side of the hill here. She needs to keep an eye on what's going on, and hopefully her pit crew will be giving her the correct information as well down there in pit lane. Because next time around, that won't be about a 4 or 5 second gap. Because look, there's Duncan, the other side of the bridge. Van der Ven, once again, has just picked herself up and going all out for another 2 vital championship points. 25 for a win, 22 for second, 20 for third, 18, 16, 15, single points right the way down to 20th for 1 world championship point. Gap down to about 2.5, 3 seconds at the moment, I think, between Duncan and Van der Ven here, coming towards us in red. Struggling for visibility, though. Looked like she was just having to push her fingers up onto the lens there. I wonder if her roll-off film has just kind of dislodged itself, but 2 to go. Here's Larissa Papenmeier, 2:05.4. Absolutely majestic ride for the German. Last time she won a race, race 1 Trentino, which is also the round that she won, the last time she won. Only has 4 race wins in her career. This will be win number 5. It'll be it'll be a 4th career Grand Prix victory as well. If she can stay where she is, no reason to think otherwise, because she's just had her head down. I don't think she's barely looked back, has she, at all through the whole race. Right, she was a 2:05.4, absolutely running rings around everybody. Here's Duncan, she's in second, 22 seconds behind the race leader, 2:11.1 for the number 1 last time around, 2:10.9 for Van der Ven. She'll be popping into view any moment now, just on the jump. Here's Fontanesi, she's in 4th. Going to be good enough for 2nd overall, though. Championship tightening up again. Duncan on 90, Papenmeier 85, Fontanesi 80, Van der Ven on 78. Here's Van der Ven. Wow, the gap is definitely coming down. Those deep inside lines getting deeper and deeper. Not able to get over the doubles on the back section this time around. Just over a lap to go. In fact, while these two are on this part of the racetrack, Papenmeier is probably already heading down towards the final turn on the run down towards the finish line. She's already on to the final lap. Just ahead of these two girls here. Just about to get back onto the start straight. There she is, left-hander, on the start straight now. Fantastic ride for Larissa Papenmeier. 3rd yesterday. The race win today will give her the overall Grand Prix victory. What's going on behind, though? There's Fontanesi. Here's Duncan, back marker between her and Nancy Van der Ven. 2:08.8, 2:06.9, so a couple of seconds gained back, and there's a whole racetrack full of traffic ahead of Duncan and Van der Ven. Can't afford to get caught within the traffic. And you see there, Van der Ven just getting squeezed. Another back mark at the top of the hill. Laying in wait for her. The Kiwi girl, quickest to clear them, and Van der Ven ruthless at the top of the hill there. Needs those points, needs that second position. Duncan right there in her line of sight, the big flash of green ahead of her. That'll knock the championship lead back down to 3 points if Van der Ven can find a way through in the final half a dozen corners or so. Again, this very deep rut on the inside. Top end of the circuit and already out of sight. Wow, coming up short there on the double. Here is your race leader. 1 corner to go. Larissa Papenmeier is going to take her first race win of 2020, her first since Trentino, race 1, 2018. And Papenmeier wins the Grand Prix here at Valkenswaard. Her 5th Grand Prix race win, her 4th Grand Prix victory. And look at these two. Van der Ven has found a way past Duncan, who sides her way back down the inside just to hang on to that second position. She's got to go for broke here. Absolutely nothing in it, but Duncan, wow. Wow, second position. Well, I'm sure that means a lot. It's not going to get her on the podium, though, but she is going to maintain a 5-point gap at the top of the championship. She will hold on to the red plate until Spain, round 3. But what a tough Grand Prix for the defending champ. She had a bogey round here last year. Same again here this year. But Papenmeier, though, the race and Grand Prix winner. Duncan 2nd, Van der Ven 3rd, Fontanesi 4th. Your overall podium will be Papenmeier, Fontanesi and Van der Ven. So Papenmeier, her 5th career race win, her 4th Grand Prix victory. And she does it here in the sand of the Netherlands, Valkenswaard. Here is our Grand Prix winner with Lisa.
Larissa Papenmeier, massive congratulations. You're the race, you're the overall winner. You pretty much didn't put a foot wrong in that second race. First race win, well, first overall since 2018, long overdue.
Yeah, for sure. It was an awesome second heat. I got the whole shot and I could pull away. I felt awesome on my bike. And I just want to thank everybody who's behind me, my team, my family at home, all my sponsors. It was amazing. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Larissa Papenmeier then, a start to finish win here in race 2, nails down the overall victory. Her 4th Grand Prix win. And what a time to do it as well. She's up to 2nd in the championship, 5 points off the championship leader as we head to round 3 in Spain. Official confirmation then, WMX race 2. Larissa Papenmeier wins it comfortably, almost 22 seconds over Courtney Duncan, who was in a battle right to the final corner with Nancy Van der Ven, who came home 3rd. Fontanesi 4th, Lynn Volk 5th, Shana van der Vlis 6th, Lena Dam, Talia Jade O'Hare, and Borchers 9, Britt van der Werf 10. Jens Bacon 11, Mathilde Martinez, Jamie Astudillo, Emily Dahl, Fiona Hopper, and Demi Verplo. And we had Hosses Pedersen, Sharub, Sedados, Stausdijk. Grand Prix, Papenmeier, Fontanesi and Van der Ven. Duncan just missing out on the podium. What was a very tightly contested Grand Prix of the Netherlands in WMX this weekend. Championship looks like this. Duncan moves to 90, but she had a 10-point lead coming into this round. It's now been halved. Papenmeier 2nd, Fontanesi 3rd, Van der Ven 4th. No change in the top few classifications, just the amount of points that has changed. Kawasaki lead the way in the manufacturer's chase, 90, Yamaha on 89, KTM, Suzuki and Husqvarna. See a little bit of grooming going on because coming up next we've got MX2 warm-up. So they'll just have a nice start straight. Getting ready for the podium here though. Round 2 of the FI Motocross World Championship WMX Grand Prix of the Netherlands. 3rd overall, Nancy van der Ven, the Guidinelli Racing Yamaha rider. Tough day at the office for her, but you know what? She got on the podium, and that's what she would have expected at the very least, a 2nd and a 3rd. Chiara Fontanesi back on the podium once again. 1st and a 4th for the 6-time world champion. Larissa Papenmeier though, Yamaha 423, takes the top step of the podium. For the 4th time in her career. And what a time to do it as well. Closes down the gap in the title chase in the process. Trophies being delivered then. 3rd overall, Nancy van der Ven. Mr. Klaas van der Werf, MXGP former organizer, on hand to deliver that 3rd place trophy to Nancy van der Ven. 2nd overall, Chiara Fontanesi. Hans Verhoef, also MXGP former organizer. But Larissa Papenmeier proudly hoists the winner's trophy up, presented by Martin de Graaf, the FIM Europe president. He will also present the team trophy as well. There's your podium this weekend. Papenmeier, Fontanesi and van der Ven. Leading the championship though, Courtney Duncan. Tough day for the DRT, tough weekend for the DRT Kawasaki rider from New Zealand. And Mr. Antonio Aliaputella handing the red plate to Courtney Duncan. She maintains her grip on the championship, but her lead has been halved. So your podium this weekend, Papenmeier, Fontanesi, van der Ven, national anthem of Germany for Papenmeier. Emotional win for Larissa Papenmeier. Stands on the top step of the podium for the 4th time in her WMX racing career. Closes the championship down to 5 points for Courtney Duncan. We'll talk to the top 3 in just a few moments, but before that, let's take a look at some highlights from WMX Race 2, shall we? Here's what happened. WMX Race 2 here, round 2 of the FIM Motocross World Championship. Valkenswaard, the Netherlands. Flying start for the Yamaha of Larissa Papenmeier. Duncan right there in 2nd. Lindvik was 3rd. Van der Ven 4th. Talia Jade O'Hare was 5th. Amandine Verstappen was in 6th place. Winner from race 1 yesterday. Chiara Fontanesi was in about 9th position. First to go though was Verstappen. She would be down for 2 laps. Couldn't get that Kawasaki fired into life. Duncan though made a move around Lindvik to move into 2nd. As Van der Ven found this pass on Volk to move herself up into 3rd. She then made a move on Duncan to go 2nd. And then Fontanesi came into play. She found a way past Lindvik to move into 4th. That's where Fontanesi would stay. Then a mistake from Van der Ven. She fell from 2nd. Duncan inherited. On the final lap, went at it. Van der Ven briefly passed Duncan for 2nd. Duncan charged her way down the inside, back into that second position. Papenmeier won the race and the overall Grand Prix. Duncan was second, Van der Ven third, but the overall Grand Prix, Larissa Papenmeier, Chiara Fontanesi, Nancy Van der Ven, and Courtney Duncan fourth. And that lead has been cut from 10 to 5 points as we head to round 3 in Spain. Duncan still holds championship lead as red plate though, but it was a fourth Grand Prix victory for Larissa Papenmeier. Fontanesi second overall, third for Nancy Van der Ven.
Larissa Papenmeier, massive congratulations. Fourth Grand Prix victory for you. An emotional win. You've waited a long time for it. You didn't put a foot wrong in that second race, and you've closed that points lead.
Yeah, for sure. I really trained a lot in the winter, and I did hard work with my team. I had a good bike, and I felt really good. Also in the second heat when I got the whole shot, I could manage to pull away, and that was really good. It's good for my confidence, and yeah, for sure, I made some points. Sorry to Courtney, but yeah, let's see. The season is long. Next GP is in Spain, so let's see what I can do there.
Congratulations. Thanks, Larissa. Second overall today, we have Chiara Fontanesi. Chiara's first, a race win and a fourth, back on the podium. Perhaps not the best start in that second race. You really had to work your way through the pack. How was it from your seat?
Well, it seems like I have to come back from far every time. I just need to work on the starts because this is what I need to win the races. Today the track was completely flat, so it was really difficult to make the difference, and I had to come back from behind. So I pushed it really hard every lap, and I closed the gap and came back. But okay, I need to get a good start and do my rhythm. Anyway, it's a good podium.
Thanks, Chiara. Third overall today, we have Nancy Van der Ven. Nancy, a podium on home soil. Bittersweet, really. I know you made the mistake in the final few laps, so you really were on a charge. Really close between you and Duncan on the last lap there. Just tell us, how was it?
Yeah, yesterday was really hard. The track was deep ruts, mud, everything. Today it was completely flat, so it was just the same for everybody. Everybody can go fast on a flat track. So it was hard to make a difference, and I made a mistake by myself, crashed. Then I came back to Courtney. And last couple of corners, she had a little bit of problems with lapped riders, and I could pass her. But then a lapped rider looked like she wanted to go inside, so I chose the outside, and then Courtney took me again. So yeah, it's bittersweet, but it's a podium, so couldn't complain.
Thanks, Nancy.
Bittersweet indeed, but Nancy Van der Ven did take that final podium position on home soil here. Wasn't able to stand on the top step like she did in 2017, but she'll take that podium visit, that's for sure. The Gideonelli Racing Yamaha rider will look to Spain to do it all again. Chiara Fontanesi saying pretty much the same as Van der Ven actually. Yesterday track difficult, today fast. Same for everybody. Didn't make a good start, and that's what she's going to need to win races and Grand Prix as well. And I guess ultimately championship. But the KTM rider will head to Spain with renewed determination. So too will the number 423, Larissa Papenmeier. A race winner, a Grand Prix winner here in Valkenswaard. Next stop on the calendar for WMX is the 19th of April, round 3 of the Women's Motocross World Championship in Spain. But congratulations, Larissa Papenmeier, on a race win and a Grand Prix victory here, round 2 in the Netherlands. So we are going to disappear for about an hour because we're going to watch MX2 and MXGP. But when we do return, it will be for 10:25 MX250 Race 2 coming up in about an hour's time. We'll see you later.